Welcome to Mrs. Pete's Thrifty Living. I'm so happy you're here today. Today, I'm taking you along on a ride uptown. I'm going to meet my cousin and his wife, Sterling and Modi. I think I said that on the video. And I was hoping to video while I was there, but it was too noisy. So I am going to, later on, I'll be telling you some of the things he told me, that some of his memories. Stay tuned. I think you're going to enjoy this one. Oh, if you would like, subscribe, comment, and share if you know somebody would. And I love to hear your comments. Please give me a few comments if you would. Last night I did the video of Sandy that she taught on perseverance. There's a video, all kinds of them. Go check them out. In the middle, I am on my way uptown to meet my cousin and his beautiful wife, Sterling and Modi. If you've been around my channel very much, you might have seen him. He is a retired preacher, pastor, missionary, and they live in the next town over, and every once in a while we get together and meet up for coffee at Panera Bread. And it's always such a good time. We meet every once in a while. Something had been on my mind lately, and let me ask you, what do you remember about your grandma? In my case, of course, I had two grandmas, but I never knew my one grandma, my daddy's mama. She died, was born. So I did not have her in my life. I've heard about her and read stories about her. And my other grandma, my mama's mama, she lived a few blocks from us, and we spent a good amount of time with her. When we got a little older, we was able to go up and spend the night with her from time to time. What I remember about my grandma is she liked to do puzzles. She liked to drink tea, hot tea. I don't remember her drinking iced tea. And she did sew some, but I don't remember a lot about her sewing. A very mild, sweet lady. And that's really what I remember about my grandma. I know I missed Grandparents' Day altogether, and I guess my kids missed it because I didn't hear a word from them. Well, my grandkids. They all are so busy in their lives that it didn't hurt my feelings. What I remember about my grandpa, I had two grandpas that I remember. My grandpa that was with my granny here that I just mentioned, he was kind of a grumpy man. That's what I really remember about him. He passed away when I was about, I think, 8 or 9, and that's sad that I don't remember a lot about him. I didn't have a lot. Remember, my cousin Larry was his favorite. Oh, that was okay. He lived next door, so they had a little bit more privileges. Now, okay, my other grandpa, my daddy's dad, that had 18 children, that's his wife had passed away. He lived in Oklahoma, and of course I lived in California. I remember a time or two he came out here and would visit with us, but I don't remember a lot about those. It was when I was pretty young. The one thing I really remember about my grandpa Davis is when he drank coffee. Actually, I think my granny also did this. When they would drink coffee, cup and a saucer, and they would pour the coffee in the saucer to let it cool off and then drink it. Did you ever know anybody that did that? Yep, I remember that. A lot more about my grandpa, I do not remember. That's it. What is my grandkids going to remember about me? Do you ever think that? It is a concern of mine. I I guess not so much now my grandkids, because I mean they're all adults now, except Leah, who is I think she's going to be 12, and Carter, who is 7. So they'll still have some memories. And if you go back in my videos, one of my videos with Leah, that she was here visiting, I asked her, we talked about different things, and one of the memories we asked what she remembered about when she was younger. That was a fun video. At this point in my life, I have great grandchildren, and my oldest is he 10 or 11? I think he's pushing 11. And then I have the youngest one is the one that lives here, and he is right at, is he a year old yet? So I have two great grandchildren that live here in my area, and so I get to see them. And now Bennett, every time I go see him, I have started this with him, and things he'll remember me by, I think, if he does ever remember me, is when he sees me, he said, "Do you have a mint?" And I always get my Tic Tac mints out and give him container up. It's in a little box-like thing, and I'll say you can get 2 of them, and only touch the ones you get. You know, no fingers all over all of the mints. Of course, he always asks me to sit in the floor and play with him. He's only 3. Yeah. I don't know whether he'll remember any of that. Well, hope and pray I live a long time that he'll remember me. But I do get concerned about my great-grandchildren remembering me. And when I think back, I didn't know any of my great-grandparents. I don't think if I did see my mama's mama, it was, so many years ago. I have to put a little flower or something on the other side of my screen. Otherwise, you'll see not such a pretty scene. In my town, and if it works, and I can get my cousin to say a word, which I always love it. Now, his wife, Modi, she don't want to be on camera. She didn't used to let us take her picture, but now she's better about that. On a video, and she is the best cook. Oh my goodness, she makes well, I say the best cook. I don't know. I haven't ate her cooking. Let me back up. She is the best baker. When we have anything, she's always making lots of cookies and things like that. It was so noisy in Panera, and they was playing music to go along with it. It was so wonderful to meet Sterling and Modi. They're just such delightful couple, and I just always enjoy it. We just don't know when to stop talking. So I asked him if he remembered, but he did remember about Grandpa, the one in Oklahoma. Grandpa took him to town. I don't know, he was 6, 7, in that neighborhood of age, I think. And this town, all the old men would sit on a bench out in front, and they would whittle on, they'd get their pocket knives out and whittle and whatever, and just visit, I guess, while the ladies probably was shopping, getting the things they needed. Remember, this is years gone by. Grandpa bought him a pocket knife. He told all of them that this was his grandson from California, and he gave him a little block of wood, and so he showed him how to whittle, so he could whittle along with the men that were there. Another memory I was talking about the big cups with the saucers, and it wasn't a dainty tea china cup like we serve, but a big mug, and then they'd have a saucer with it. He said after he had grown up, and he took some men with him. Remember, he was a missionary minister, and he was passing through the town where this was after my grandpa was gone. He decided to stop at my Aunt Nanny and Uncle Cecil's home to visit with them for a few minutes, and she offered them some coffee. They sat around the table and she boiled her water or whatever, fixed the coffee. She set the cups down there with the saucers, the cup on the saucer, and she started pouring the coffee. Pouring. It just overflowed into the saucer. Of course, that was surprising to those men. They was not used to something like that. And they was just like, oh, wait, you're spilling your coffee. No, they didn't do that. They was just like, oh, they didn't know quite what to do. I think Sturley probably remembered a little bit about seeing them do that before. And then pretty soon they watched, and they tried to take a sip of the coffee, but it was so hot. And so they set aside, and all the others were lifted their saucers up and was drinking their coffee out of their saucer because it cooled. So that's one of the memories, the two memories that he told about today, and I think you'll enjoy those. So I'm going to go for this time. I would be interested if you get a chance to send me a note. Tell me what you remember about your grandparents. Love hearing from you ideas of how that you're going to help your grandchildren remember you and how you remember your grandchildren. Did I say that right? Okay. Did you know what I mean? I'm going for now. I'm going to meet my friends. We're going to go to, this is the group one that we meet once a month with Karen and all them. Round Table Pizza. A lot of what I do is, I don't go out to eat very much by myself. Mine is more social. And many times I have leftovers. Pizza, but now they fix you a personal size pizza. Please come back tomorrow. And don't forget, Jesus loves you.